Some mornings when I'm not working, I'm not editing, I walk. No music, no distractions, just me, the trail, and whatever thoughts show up that day. And today, a memory came back. Actually, a few of them. Memories that changed the way I look at life, business, failure, and success. There are two kinds of experiences in life. The ones you chase, and the ones that crash into you when you least expect them. For a long time, I wasn't chasing anything. I was burnt out, lost, disconnected from the version of me I thought I was supposed to be. At one point, I had built a YouTube channel with over 80,000 subscribers. And then just like that, I lost it. Not just the platform, I had lost my passion, my direction, my identity. I didn't want to create, didn't want to go to school, didn't want to work, so I left. I moved to Ottawa. I told myself, this is going to be a fresh start, but really I was chasing a reset, a chance to kill off the version of myself that wasn't working anymore. I ended up working full maintenance in some moving gigs for this French-Canadian guy named Joe. Joe would talk your ear off with this thick French-English accent. He'd crack jokes, stare out truck windows for way too long, and somehow always knew when you needed a laugh. He didn't seem the most put-together guy until you looked at his life. He had a cottage with more firewood than he can even burn, 4 trucks, 5 tractors, rental properties, a full client list, and most importantly, peace. He lived on his own terms. In that season with him, it grounded me. It reframed what I thought success even meant. That's when I started creating again. Quietly, just for me, I made videos about dropshipping. Not to go viral, but just to share what I was learning. And one of these videos caught someone's eye. A 17-year-old kid. He was making about $300,000 a month running Facebook ads for other businesses. He messaged me saying something like, dude, you've got to come out to San Francisco. Fast forward a couple of weeks and I was leaving for San Francisco. My mom was driving me across the border from Flamborough to Buffalo, and I remember staring out the window, watching the trees fly by, trying to act calm, but inside knowing I was terrified. This wasn't just a trip. It wasn't a vacation. It was me. A 19-year-old flying alone across the continent, to live with people I barely knew, to chase an idea I didn't fully understand. And I kept asking myself, what the hell am I doing? Is this gonna work? Am I crazy? But I had already said yes. So I flew out, Buffalo to Salt Lake City, Salt Lake to San Francisco. No visa, no real plan, just belief. San Francisco was nothing like I expected, but everything I had needed. I was 19, thousands of miles from anyone who knew who I was. I arrived at this triplex in Daly City. Inside lived Richard, his sister, his parents, and now me and another dude. Not the most glamorous life you'd expect when someone tells you, fly across the country to chase your dreams. But we got to work. Ads, funnels, hiring, personal development, gym sessions, masterminds, chicken thighs, rice, green beans for breakfast. I still can't figure out what kind of magic Richard's mom cooked into those meals, but I weirdly miss it. And the thing that confused me the most? Richard was making an insane amount of money, but living incredibly frugally. And then I found out his family owned a portfolio of homes, and that changed everything. This wasn't about income, it was about ownership, legacy, and freedom. There was one day I gave myself permission to just explore. I walked the entire city, up the hills, through the parks, down to the water. I looked out at Alcatraz and I dreamed. I remember walking across this beach, looking at the Golden Gate Bridge, saying, this is what I wanted. That Uber ride back, I was in bliss. I knew I wasn't meant to stay there, but this moment, this was meant to be had. Later that week, Richard had a real conversation with me. He said, your skill set is rare, you're talented, but you're splitting your energy too much. Go all in on content, dude. And that landed. So I flew home. And the day I got back, I went straight to a music festival. After everything, the building, the pressure, the breakdowns, this reconnected me to life, to energy, to feeling something again. I was still here, still alive, still me. I landed a role as head of marketing. I was basically a content creator. They trusted me, believed in my vision, let me create freely. We launched a podcast, I learned how to film listings, my passion for content creation just deepened. It was a dream job, and I'd spent a year building with amazing people. But deep down, I knew I wasn't meant to work for someone else. I just didn't know how to leave. I was 20, maybe 21. And instead of having the hard conversation, I disappeared. Don't avoid things that are uncomfortable, because they don't go away, they wait. And then you finally face them and they're never as bad as you imagined. That chapter taught me about leadership, about owning my path, and about the power of communication, and how to build something of my own. So why am I sharing all of this? And to some, maybe these stories make me sound lost, like I don't know what I'm doing. But the truth is, every one of these moments was a forced learning opportunity, a lesson you don't find in a book, only through life, struggle, stress, and choosing to show up anyway. So I challenge you, be curious, not judgmental, because this life, it's not about getting it perfect, it's about getting it moving. You don't need the whole map. You just need to take the next step.